Well, didn't get it done. End of the road. Darn it. Our defense just, we were powerless the whole night. They gutted our defense with a run like nobody's business. If you get, man, the Rams, I knew they had a very good rushing attack coming in, and all night we were playing catch up, and if you were playing catch up all night and you're not able to stop the run, then you're in trouble. Cowboys just, we couldn't stop the run, and it put a lot more, and they controlled the clock, and our defense just was terrible against the run. 200 and something rushing yards, and this ain't gonna get it done. Dak Prescott, of course. I like that he let us. He kept our hopes alive, but when you have a defense, but when your defense doesn't give your offense another chance, then you have no chance. I'm glad we came back, but fighting hard and not quitting, even in defeat, that ain't gonna cut it because it's all about W's and L's. And and we had an L today, and that's the end of the season. We dug ourselves in a big hole at 3-5, and yet rallied to win the divisional round, and then, or no, win in the wild card round. But still, another year that the Cowboys have not been able to advance past the divisional round. I just can't get. We're just not. We're not. We are not. We've got a long ways to go before we can get over this hump. I think we need to fire Jason Garrett and fire Scott Linehan and fire Rod Marinelli. Because, yeah, this ain't getting it done. Jerry's going to have to, he's going to have to realize that when he wants control of everything, this is what he gets. He gets he gets a talented team that just can't get over the hump and can't get out of its own way. And it's about wins and losses. And I mean, Dak won his first playoff game, but he's now 1-2. Both times the defense failed to stop anybody in those two playoff losses. I mean, he was doing all he could. He doesn't play defense, but we wasted a drive, and when we had on 4th and 1, and we got stoned on 4th and 1. Zeke got stoned on 4th and 1. And we couldn't. We gave them a 50-yard field. They took advantage and they ran with it. And that's the season. I wish we could. I'm glad I mean, winning the NFC East as well as winning that wild card round, it doesn't mean anything at this point. I wish we could go. I wish they still had a chance to be playing for Super Bowl, but that's not going to happen. Our defense just, they controlled the Los Angeles Rams, their running game, and they just dominated from the opening. and we just couldn't get it done. And I mean, Dak and Zeke. I mean, they can. I'm not saying they are. They cannot get us to the promised land, but man, our defense just was terrible today. It just got gashed, and we just we couldn't stop anything. Couldn't. I'll be a Cowboys fan forever, and it's been rough. It's been a rough 2.5 decades, Cowboys fans, but someday we're gonna be back. It might not be next year or the year after, but someday they will be back. And Cowboys fans, when they when they do when the Super Bowl one day, we will look back and say we will see how we saw how who the real fans were, and you gotta support your team even when they don't do well, and just didn't do well in the do or die situation. I mean, they gave us. I mean, we had a chance to stop them at the end, but we couldn't, and they just ran the clock out. That's all there is to it. The Rams were just better than we were this year. That's that simple.